Oh. Rejection.
I have my own blue amp.
I think they make a hand grip one.
I learned a lesson.
Why'd you buy it?
Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Hamlet House, and today we're going to be discussing my Remington Model 870 12 gauge pump action shotgun. This is an AOW registered with the ATF on my Form 4. AOW standing for any other weapon. What you see is what you get, fellas. I bought this primarily for home defense, and to my knowledge and recollection, and if memory serves me correctly, and guys, if I'm wrong about this, please chime in, but to my knowledge, an AOW cannot be modified. Otherwise, this would be considered a 12 gauge short barrel rifle, SBS. The reason why this is an AOW is because per the laws of the ATF and the way that the 68 Gun Control Act is written, was that at that time at least, that because this gun was not a regular, what you would call off-the-shelf regular 12 gauge shotgun, it can be classified as an AOW, therefore requiring only a $5 tax instead of a $200 tax that you would get with the short barrel shotgun. The difference is between those two scenarios is obviously an AOW you basically can't modify. You can't put a forward pistol grip, for example, on here, and you can't do anything fancy with it because it's considered an AOW. A short barrel shotgun, because it's a $200 tax stamp, you can basically trick that thing out like an AR-15 if you wish to do so. But because I bought this primarily for home defense purposes, I didn't want to modify it basically because what you see is what you get, and it's basically a legal sawed-off shotgun. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and show you what I've basically done with this weapon since I bought it a couple years ago. Actually, it was last year, to tell you the truth, is when it finally cleared the ATF. It took about 5-6 months, whatever. But I'm not going to go into the nomenclatures or the actual cycle of operations and a breakdown, cleaning, all that stuff with the shotguns, because 12 gauge Remington 870s are a dime a dozen, and you want to get that info, go on the internet. Look at that stuff up. That's not basically what this video is about. I did, however, when I got this gun, excuse me, when I got this gun, it had basically a rear style AR-15 handle on it, if you will, which this is the configuration that I saw in Gunbroker when I placed my bid that I saw, and I went ahead and wanted this route, so I ripped the old guy off when I got it transferred. And I went ahead and put on this Raptor grip on the back here, which to me is a lot more ergonomic because it's just the angle of your wrist. You know, it feels a lot more comfortable in my hands that way. So that was modification number one that I did with this AOW. I went ahead and actually up front here, I took this is the cap that came with the purchase of the gun. I took that off and went ahead and put it, I think it's called an Uncle Mike's swivel sling adapter on the front end here. And I went ahead and bought here, I think this was at a gun show at the same time I bought the gun actually. It's called a Galati gear. It's basically like a 20 round or 20 shell holder here, 15 rounds, whatever, for your 12 gauge shells in your sling here. I only keep 10 instead of the 15 here because it balances a lot better when you're holding it, and you don't have this sling just ripping back and forth and just destroying your carry of the rifle per se. And obviously here on the end I had to drill and tap the Raptor grip on the ass end here and put again a swivel swing on the back of that deal. I have loaded up per my liking, especially for home defense. I go ahead and actually load this baby up with double aught buck, and it is a 4+1 capacity for the tube magazine for the gun. And so downside is, because this gun is only so long, it's not like you would say an average size 12 gauge, you know, your granddaddy's shotgun, so to speak. Round capacity is a factor, but because of the narrowness of this, or the length rather of this, the 12 gauge is, in my opinion, for home defense, 5 rounds is basically, I think, is a good number, especially considering the advantages of navigating in your own hallways and homes and kitchens and bedrooms and everything else. This is a good number to me, and obviously, like I said, I keep some extra shells in a sling here in case you need them, and everyone's happy. I went ahead and covered up obviously the serial numbers on the gun here. Again, sorry guys, I don't want you to know my business. And obviously this here is the 100 Towns of Arms, manufacturer, maker's mark of the Fort Wayne, Indiana, United States of America. And here's obviously my my Form 4 for the ATF. I went ahead and blotted out all the pertinent information, but if you guys care to notice, this is the $5 tax stamp. It is different than the $200. Difference being this is in red, whereas the $200 tax stamp is, I believe, it's in blue, if I remember correctly. So I went ahead and had my sheriff sign off on it, and I did include home defense and personal protection, so he had no problem with that. So anyway, guys, that's my paperwork for my legal sawed-off shotgun, so to speak. And moving right along to my next project with this gun is I went ahead and bought some Brownell's Duracoat about a year or two ago. Just haven't got around to doing it yet, guys. But obviously, you mix a hardener with the actual paint. You go ahead and you put it in the compressor here for the spray. Basically, it's like a modeling spray adapter motor, if you will. You go ahead and you fill up the actual cylinders here, and you plug them into the spray gun here on the side, and you basically go to town with it. And right now, the finish on the gun is basically more of a parkerized finish, and I want to go ahead and make it a lot more sleek, a lot more smooth. I'm not a big fan of the parkerization. However, the upside to that is it's more durable, it lasts longer, wear and tear wise, but at the same time too, it's too chalky for me. It's very rough. It's like very, very mild sandpaper, and texture wise, I just don't basically like it for, you know, just because. And I want to go ahead and give it a little bit more toned down appearance. The dark gray is a good color. I like the color, but I'm one of those evil, you know, black looking guys, you know, what the hell they call it, the black evil rifles, or where the hell it's called for those quote unquote assault weapons or whatever. So I have here obviously my modeling kit. I have all the goodies in here, the different type of paint containers, spray containers, the tubes, whatever the hell this thing is called. I don't know what the hell this is really. I've never used it before, but I just go ahead and slap it in there, put it in the gun, spray it down. And my plan is to eventually in the future is I want to have another review on this with the actual Duracoat installed on and sprayed onto to the AOW, because I think it would be a nice addition to a video. But I want to go ahead and and show you guys, my viewers, the subscribers, is basically what I do in my particular scenario for the home defense of my rifle. And obviously I keep this in a place in the home where it's easily accessible. For example, if you have to answer your door at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever. I think I basically went over everything in a nutshell. I want to go ahead and try to keep these videos to a minimum, because you start making these things past 8, 9, 10 minutes, people start losing interest in it and whatever. But I'll go ahead and show you. Obviously the it's unloaded, chambers clear, tubes empty, what have you, and it's really a cool gun, guys. It really is. I mean, it's got. I'll give you guys a little bit of a close up here, but like I said, 12 gauge. The length of the barrel, actually, what I will say is I'm gonna go ahead and cheat here in a second, and I'm going to read you off the dimensions of this AOW on my Form 4 here. What I have in my particular setup right now is the length of the barrel is 12.5 inches. So basically, you're looking just shy over a foot of the barrel. And I'll tell you what, guys, this son of a bitch kicks like a mule. There's like no tomorrow on this thing. You guys, you better hold on to this thing, because this damn fucking shotgun's gonna fly out of your hands. And the overall inch, the overall inch is 24.5 inches. So we have 24 from butt to nut, and then obviously 12.5 inches for the barrel. So, in my opinion, it's a perfect, nice, solid, small handheld device for navigating your typical house and rooms and whatnot. And I tell you what, you definitely do not want to be on the receiving side of this thing, because I've never been shot at, I've never been shot, but I can only imagine what the hell it's going to be like if you ever look down the barrel of this thing. It's going to scare the crap out of you. So, anyway, guys, I hope you hope you enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe, and always remember and remain behind every blade of grass.